Okay.
Hi guys, it's Ona. Giblets has to chime in. Dr. Vicky.
Hi.
Hi, and we are talking about the full moon in Leo. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Moonshine episode. I don't even know how far up we are on the line here, but we're going to talk about the full moon in Leo, which is going to occur on Thursday, January 25th. Yep, at 1:37. I don't know. Full moon is at 11:54 p.m. So that's Central Standard Time, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Standard Time. So wherever you are to adjust, you're not going to be able to see the moon, although it has been popping out during the day, the last couple of days in the afternoon hour. But that's the exact time. So welcome again, Dr. Vicky, for this discussion on the full moon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you're super busy doing videos and working super hard.
Never too busy for you, Ona, honestly and truly.
Thank you so much. So let's look at the chart and talk about how these energies affect. And I'll tell you guys what I've been kind of picking up on in the time I've been trying to focus on this full moon. You know, it's the first one of the year. That's kind of the thing. So
So
you're
this,
set the
so
bar super high.
this is a Aries rising. So this applies to everybody. We can look at the America as well. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead. So
No, I just wanted to mention that. That's all.
the moon down there on the bottom is at 0 degrees, 5 degrees of
5 degrees, 14 minutes of Leo.
it just moves into Leo.
Yes.
So there is a nice little cushiony window if you find you can't, be in that heart space at that time. There's a good time for that full moon energy through the weekend, probably almost the weekend.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the moon actually moves into Leo in general, but as it does, it makes an immediate opposition to Pluto.
That same day. That same day at 1:37 in the morning, it moves into Leo, and then at around 1 in the afternoon, it becomes full. So right when it moves in,
Yes.
real close there. And opposite the sun in Aquarius. That's
Yes.
happy to play with Pluto right now.
Yes.
Finally, it feels like you could breathe a little bit.
I know I like it. It's good for me. Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn has been intense. And I think when things are leaving anyway, just like when you're having a relationship and they're about ready to leave,
Mhm.
it's like breaking your heart, but you also like get the hell out of here kind of energy. I think
Yeah.
that's what our relationship to Pluto and Capricorn's been like. But it's coming back to give us one more lesson. We'll see what that's about in September, October, November.
I have to say that I stood at the sink this morning and thought, I'm kind of glad Pluto's not a Capricorn. And I hope I didn't just jinx myself by saying that, because it was, if you could reflect on that period of time, it was rough for my generation. There was a lot of movements.
It's a lot. It was rough
Lot
for
of
your
growth.
personal journey too. You're a Capricorn. I don't know a single Capricorn who hasn't gone through a profound transformational experience since 2008.
Yeah. Yeah. Big move. So I'm finally kind of glad and hope it sort of settles soon. But this full moon, um, opposite the sun and Pluto and Aquarius is highlighting, honestly, the heart chakra. If we want to bring it down to what you can do for yourself on this full moon, because it's pretty wide open.
Yeah. And
Right?
the other thing about the full moon, of course, is when the moon is full and it's full of the reflection of the sun, right? And so it brings in that sun energy, which is and Aquarius is about humanity. So it's like the heart of humanity is being illuminated at this time. with Pluto right there saying what needs to be transformed here.
Yeah, yeah. And I think there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of being very, very aware of, evening out the assets. Like it's very much in everyone's forethought that there's an imbalance there. And we're doing everything we can to help the people that are out of balance.
Yes.
We really are. Even if it's honestly like an intention of prayer at that time, where you just want to like take a minute and go into the bathroom at work and say, I need to make an intention and I'm going to do it out loud. I want to see a little more peace in the world. I want to see a little more equality in the world. I'm tired of this imbalance. Right?
Yep. And the interesting thing about this particular opposition between the sun and the moon is it's almost as if if this was scales, this would be one end of the scale, this would be the other end of the scale, and what's holding it is Jupiter in Taurus.
Yeah.
Right? Jupiter is the planet associated with truth and justice. And truth and justice on a material way. So why do some people have everything and some people have nothing? Why do some people have all the power and other people have none of the power? This is the question I think that we ask. And this is, in a way, when you think about it, this is like the full moon of Pluto moving into Aquarius, right? It's like it's making it very personal because Leo is the most personal, the most egocentric sign. And it's like, here you go. This is the state of affairs.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Pluto, I'm sorry, Jupiter in Taurus sort of pulling the string, I guess?
Or
In
holding this the thing, right? Let's take a look at
right?
7 degrees. I want to look at 7 degrees of Pluto.
I
It's a
keep
very
hearing like
important.
Earth events. Do you feel comfortable with saying that or seeing that in the chart? Where I know we see extremes in temperature, but are volcanoes erupting right now? And are these
Yeah.
Earth events kind of related to this?
Well, I think the Earth events are related to Pluto, I mean to um Uranus in Taurus,
Both of them are just,
right? And then also Pluto in Capricorn, even though it's out, it's going to go back in. These Earth signs with these transformational energies within them.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, you know, uh, so 7 degrees of Taurus, which is where Jupiter is, the woman of Samaria at the ancestral well. So this is one of my favorite symbols in this Sabian symbol. And I want to say that the next time that Chiron and Uran, hold on, what is it? Something is happening at this degree, and I'm trying to remember which combination of planets it is. I can't remember right, but let me read this to you. It says the symbol refers to the most important but usually narrowly interpreted episode of the Christ mythos. Now, I want to just also point out that in the pre-call, you were talking about the golden oil and
Golden water. Yes. I was on I also want to show you this card. The first one that I pulled, when you said the Sumerian pulling from the well, I'm like, that's that card I pulled earlier too.
yeah,
Holding
yeah,
it in the
that's
solar plexus by way of, right, the sunstone. Um, yeah, I had to get out of the house yesterday and I just drove where my nose took me. I didn't know if I was going to come home with a bucket of fries or something else, but I just needed some outside stimulation to get me away from trying to paint. I was just having a hard time. So I ended up at Alchemy Arts, this really nice occult store. And I walked in and whatever was scenting, she was burning. I said, "What are you burning? What kind of oil? What did you guys get in?" She said, "This golden water, Egyptian gold water." Okay, I ended up buying some. I said, we're just talking back and forth. I said, "Is this the stuff that they used to anoint baby Jesus with?" Because she said right away, "It's not really cheap." She goes, "Yeah, that's exactly what they used it for." I said, "Okay, let me just walk around the store and think about how I might even think about budgeting myself for this." But it wasn't that much. And I thought, this is full moon energy that I'm asking for. I have to go find it. I love when spirit just leaves these little crumbs. And gold and gold. I bought some candles. There were a couple of things that stuck out in the store while I was there that didn't belong. One was a hematite. I'm like, we need to use that for this full moon. And the other was an orange candle, literally this little orange candle that was sitting out where someone maybe thought they were going to buy it and they put it down and they got something else. It was just sitting where it wasn't supposed to. So I grabbed that. And then my heart intentions for this moon are, I got a gold one too. It's really setting the bar that high.
Yes. Well, it's Leo. I mean, you can't get higher, really, right? In a way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this is what's holding sort of the balance of the sun, moon, and so this is the symbol. It says, early in the ministry, Jesus meets the Samaritan woman at an ancestral well. This woman belongs to a tribe despised by the Jews. Moreover, and this is interesting, right? Because we see what's going on in Gaza. Moreover, she is unmarried and therefore on the fringe of even her own society. It is just that kind of woman that Jesus reveals that he is the Messiah. I am he, a revelation that he apparently will not bestow even upon his disciples, at least not in words. Words in occultism are the creative factor. So pay attention to that. Your words create your reality, folks. What does this mean? Jesus, as the avatar incorporating the Christ impulse, came to replace the old tribal order with a new order based on universal love. It is not too it is not too representative of or even to men still attached to the old order that Jesus could reveal his spiritual, evolutionary, and socially transforming status. They had instead to reach a point where they could discover his avatarship, as did Peter just before the transfiguration scene. But to the women of Samaria, or to the woman of Samaria, who in her openness to love's urging had already repudiated any narrow subservience to the old order, Jesus could reveal his function. Um, the highest meets the lowest when the lowest is free from traditional bounds, and the lowest when the lowest is free. Oh, I said that, traditional bounds and open to love. The creative future descends first to that which has become chaos, and the old order is never open to a new revelation until it has accepted disorder. And this is the name. Um, Hold on. It's so small, so hard to read. Okay. The new revelation until it has accepted disorder. Okay. And this is the name, that power which subsumes all forms of order is love. A new quality of being. It's just, to me, this is just so powerful.
Yeah.
And I wish I could remember the next, because the next conjunction, I think it's Chiron. Yes, it's Chiron, and it is at this degree. So the next powerful conjunction of Chiron, and I can't remember the other planet. I will look it up and I will let people know. It's
Ah,
it's
yeah. I think it's great because that is what this full moon and that Leo sun is all about love. Okay. It's about confidence. So you love yourself enough. You can tie it all back to the heart chakra, the sun god, the Jesus, the S-O-N, the S-U-N.
that's right.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
And it walks on water every day if you look at it hard enough. Don't look at the sun, look at the water it's walking on. It'll give you a message, right?
That's right.
If you
That's
get to
right.
see it in these extreme days. I don't think we're going to see the sun for about 7 days. That means I probably won't see the moon either, but I got a picture of it yesterday, so maybe I'll post that at the end. But
You never know. You never know what miracles can happen.
we'll see. We'll see. You're right. You don't know. I don't
So
know.
this is the same chart, but for the United States.
And you mentioned the geometry, and I want to tell people that geometry is the picture basically that the lines make in the middle of the chart.
Yeah.
So it's like a little network, it's like a little bandwidth, right? And if it were your chart, the bandwidth of energies that you were born under.
Yeah.
And this makes a neat configuration, almost accepting the energy you're willing to bring into it.
Yes.
Can we see that? Yeah.
And it seems like it's almost like a portal with an opening on the bottom. And what sits there is Black Moon Lilith. Of course, Lilith was kicked out of heaven because she wouldn't lay under Adam. She was kicked out of Eden, actually, because she wouldn't lay out of it. And then she was cast out to be made the mother of demons. But it's almost like the door is open for her now in service, right?
Yeah.
In service. And she's kind of opposite Saturn, right?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? 25. She's actually opposite the midpoint of Saturn and Neptune. Now, Saturn and Neptune are going to conjoin in 2026 at the first degree of Aries.
Okay.
So that's when we're going to start a new reality. But right now we have Black Moon Lilith sort of entering this time when Saturn is balsamic to Neptune in the sign of compassion.
Yeah.
So this is when we need to open to compassion. When we see these children and these women suffering
Yeah.
in places like Gaza or Afghanistan or the Ukraine or Africa, or pick a place.
Oh my God, anywhere.
Anywhere.
It's a big deal, you guys.
America.
You have to just say, oh gosh, that poor thing. Anybody, we've had so many people come to our emergency room who have stories that would make a lot of people go, oh, well, that's how that was good. And then sometimes you just got to say, that poor thing. Wow. Those people, everybody's got a story to tell.
That's right.
Everybody. And there's validity in the stories of people you would dismiss. Please listen to those.
Perhaps this is a storyteller moon.
I believe so. I love it. Yes. Yes. Listen to the stories. Right?
Yeah.
What stone did you get? What?
I, of course, would right away go to Sunstone because it's Leo and the Sunstone. And
Yeah.
I do have a book that describes some of the aspects of Sunstone. I'll read it to you.
Yeah.
It says Sunstone leadership. The chakras activated by Sunstone are the sacral chakra, Svadhisthana, that means sweetness, and Manipura, the solar plexus, and that means lustrous gem. I embrace responsibility as part of my personal power. It says Sunstone is a powerful ally because it bestows clarity in decision making and helps one to perceive egocentric motives in oneself and others. It activates the second and third chakras, enhancing one's ability to act in accordance with highest knowledge, and with a sense of obligation to the welfare of others. Sunstone teaches us not only about power of leadership, but of its responsibility and lessons as well.
Yeah, I love it.
How about you?
I'm all Carnelian, Leo, you don't even have to ask me. It's
Well,
all,
of course, carnelian is a warrior stone.
it's about unlocking my creative choke, my creative plug that life just feel like I'm not getting this painting class thing at all. So I have to remove myself, put the earrings on, walk away, come back, regroup, and just keep trying.
I think you maybe have to get out of your head
Yes.
and get into your solar plexus and your sacral plexus
Yeah. Yeah. I
and go
will.
from there. And maybe start with orange.
I know there just isn't anything really lending itself to orange right now. And even the oranges in the store don't look good. Sometimes that helps to work with the color, to eat the color, drink the color. Orange juice, I'm like, nah, none of it. It's not typically in the winter. I really have a citrus urge, like craving, and it's vitamin C kind of thing, but I've been taking a vitamin, so maybe I don't need as much vitamin C. I'm not craving, and they just don't look good.
I think oranges are in season in the winter.
They
So
are.
it makes sense that we would crave that because we're
Yep.
connected to the cycle of nature. Yeah.
Yep. And the hematite, I thought, well, for grounding, and because I found a piece at that store yesterday, that kind of grounding energy, put some place to remind yourself of this first full moon, where it's important that you set the bar high for the rest of the year and have a good one. I've got the gold candle. I've got that time off during the day. So always monitor it and be safe with your fire. It's a fire moon reflecting itself. And if my binoculars back there are correct, it's the moon where you can actually see the face of the moon. Right? I've been sending you the two pictures. I got a couple pictures in the past couple of days, and you could see where the moon has a face that's talking to you. So you should
Yeah,
get.
it looks suspiciously like Wilma Flintstone.
I know. I don't know.
She had red hair.
I try
I
not to
mean, and
see
she was spunky. I mean, she was married to
on the
Fred,
level. Oh yeah, that's right, Wilma. Yes.
Wilma Flintstone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, you guys, so much. Thank you for checking out. Yesterday, I did a little video on the rat hole, and we are supposed to be, I promised I was going to get more videos out and have more of a stabilized kind of schedule. And I say that every time, but we never know what's going to come up.
Well, time, time, it takes, you're in a new place, you have a new vision, you have a new life. It
Yeah.
takes time for you to have
And
that stuff sort of
working
come together.
nights is
I don't know how you do it,
just,
man.
yeah. So, when I finally get down to it, when I focus on something, I could execute something. So the rat hole was in the news, but there's so much more stuff out there that I'm ready to share, and I will soon. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Dr. Vicky, for taking a slice out of your day and
You're
joining
welcome.
me for this full moon in Leo. Everybody enjoy, enjoy. I'll show you pictures of the altar that's sort of stationed behind me for now, and everything else that's going on that day. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye, everyone. We love you.
We'll see you soon.